gentlemen, Bungle. Hope you're doing well, and I hope you're having a great day. So today we're going over the AP-4C, also known as the F4U-1C. Now, why does Enlisted have the CORSAIR labeled this way? I've tried to look online, I've used ChatGPT for help, and I can't really find anything about this other than my theory is Enlisted just doesn't have the licensing rights to call it a CORSAIR. But without further ado, let's dive into this Bungle review. Let's begin with an overview. So you may be asking yourself, Bungle, what is this CORSAIR? It's the first CORSAIR that's currently in Enlisted. Well, this is a rank 4 United States fighter. You find this in the US campaign tree in Enlisted. This also uses the Fighter Pilot 3. Now keep in mind, when you're going and researching this aircraft, you also have to research and buy everything ahead of that aircraft as well. I made this mistake when I unlocked this. I thought I could just easily pick it up. Turns out I actually needed to research some other fluff in the tech tree in order to unlock this aircraft, purchase it, and use it in the game. Next, talk about the performance. What does the CORSAIR bring to the table that other aircraft do not have in the US tech tree? Well, first off, right away, this brings 4 20mm and M2 cannons with 900 rounds. These rounds perform decent against enemy aircraft. The best comparison I can make is to the Tempest premium aircraft in the US tech tree, which uses 20mm cannons, and they have been buffed recently, which they do perform well, but it's kind of a dice roll. Sometimes you will shred an enemy aircraft very easily, other times it will take quite a beating to go and take out an enemy aircraft. What makes this aircraft unique as a fighter is its secondary armament, which is 8 HVAR rockets. Now these are the same amount of rockets that you would find on, let's say, the P-47, but the P-47 is an attacker aircraft. And the big difference to note between an attacker and a fighter is also based on the slots available in your match. Usually an attacker aircraft is limited to 1 slot per player, same as with the fighter role. In this instance, you now have the capabilities to perform in the same way as, let's say, a P-47, and now you have a fighter aircraft role. Let's say someone's already using an attacker aircraft role, you can go and use the fighter aircraft role. So this increases your performance of anti-ground weaponry. This is also very impressive for a fighter aircraft to have this type of ordnance. Mostly the fighter aircraft in Enlisted, the ordnance for ground capabilities are very limited. Very fun having the capabilities of taking out a fighter aircraft that can pretty much perform as an attacker. Now when we talk about the flight performance of the CORSAIR, I would say this is very similar to a P-47. It performs decent at turn fighting, and it's quick enough to get to the battlefield and harass enemy infantry and tanks, etc., and fly back, and occasionally can dogfight as well as intercept enemy bombers, etc. But this is nowhere near as great performance as, let's say, a Tempest, which will perform great in turn fighting. It has great energy, great speed retention, etc. The CORSAIR is kind of a little sluggish, and it does perform like, let's say, a P-47. Now, diving down to, is it worth it? In my opinion, I would say this is probably one of the best tech tree unlocks in Enlisted. The CORSAIR basically is an attacker that's designated as a fighter in Enlisted. So this kind of gives you more to your kit, more to your arsenal when you're playing in the battlefield. Let's just say one of your teammates is using the attacker slot, and now the fighter slot's open. Well, you can take the CORSAIR out and pretty much provide close air support, as well as providing air superiority to your team. Overall, I would say this aircraft is a must pick up, must grind. I had a lot of fun with it, and surprisingly, the 20mm cannons did perform really well at taking out enemy infantry as well. So overall, I would say this is a great pickup, great time to go grind for it. Just be aware, you're probably going to have to unlock everything up until that point. So if you're new to the game or you haven't unlocked some of the fighter planes in the US tech tree, well, you better start researching it. But other than that, I hope you all have a great day. Thanks for stopping by, and take care.